Nicolas Manzo. Morning, sir. Mr. Manzo.
Yep.
You have a red light violation.
Yep.
A 93-year-old man walks into court for his first traffic violation in 72 years. 7 decades of perfect driving, and now he's standing before Judge Caprio. But here's where this case takes an absolutely incredible turn. This isn't just any elderly driver. This man is a World War II Navy veteran who fought in every major Pacific battle, including the brutal, blood-soaked Battle of Iwo Jima. And the story of how he joined the military at just 16 years old? It involves forged documents, police officers knocking on his door, and a level of patriotism that will give you absolute chills. What happens next in this courtroom will remind you exactly why they're called the greatest generation and why we owe them everything.
On Pleasant Valley Parkway. Do you remember this?
Well, in fact, I went and investigated 4 or 5 times. I was wrong, no question about it. I made a right-hand turn, and that's the first violation I've got in 72 years of driving.
Really?
Yep, look up my record.
I'm going to look it up.
Okay, let's just pause here for a moment because this is absolutely insane. 72 years of driving without a single violation. Let that sink in. That means Mr. Manzo has been behind the wheel since 1952, before most interstate highways even existed. He's driven through decades of changing traffic laws, new road systems, the invention of modern traffic lights, and the evolution of vehicles from classic cars to everything we see today. And this is his first ticket? That's not just a clean record. That's a legendary record. Most of us can barely go 72 days without some kind of traffic issue. And here's this man going more than 7 decades without a single citation. Even Judge Caprio can't believe what he's hearing. And honestly, neither can we.
Yep.
Now, Mr. Manzo, I'll ask you a question. Monitor here indicates that you are 93 years old.
Right.
What you
World
doing?
War II veteran. Spent 29 months in the Pacific, okay, without coming back. And came back alive.
Where were you in the
I
Pacific?
was in the Navy.
You were in the Navy?
Yep.
How long did you serve?
I served 3 years. 1943, February, on my 17th birthday, I joined the Navy, and I didn't come back for 3 years. And the truth of the story is, I can tell you a little story if you got a few minutes.
Go ahead, I want to hear
I
it.
joined the Navy when I was 16 years old. I went up to Federal Hill, Holy Ghost Church. I got my birth certificate. I forged it. I made myself 17 years old. And I went down to the recruiting station. I joined the Navy. Everything went fine until 2 weeks later, the policemen in the Navy come up and they wanted to arrest me because I forged my birth certificate. But I waited another year, and I left Mount Pleasant High School, and I went in the Navy. And I spent 3 years, 29 months in the Pacific.
All right, can we just take a moment to appreciate what we're hearing right now? This man wanted to serve his country so badly that at just 16 years old, still a child by any measure, he walked into Holy Ghost Church on Federal Hill, obtained his birth certificate, and forged it to make himself 17. That is the level of patriotism we're talking about here. And yes, he got caught. Police officers and Navy officials literally showed up to confront him about forging a federal document. But did that stop Nicolas Manzo? Absolutely not. He waited exactly 1 year. And the very moment he turned 17, he was right back at that recruiting station, ready to serve. That's not just dedication. That's the kind of unwavering commitment to country that defined an entire generation. Let me ask you this. Would you have done the same? Drop your answer in the comments below.
Every battle that was in the Pacific, I was there. I was in it.
I receive letters from people every day, and I received a number of letters from veterans who actually send me checks, and the purpose for them sending me checks is to help other veterans. Now, I would really dismiss your case outright anyway. You know, I would dismiss it. And it's not going to go on your record, but I'm not going to have you pay anything of this. But I have a gentleman who sent me a check for $50, and he wants me to. He said his father was a World War II Navy veteran, and please use this to honor him and his service as a veteran. And you were a World War II Navy veteran as well. So I'm going to use this check. This is from Anthony Christensen. And Mr. Christensen is from, looks like Panhandle, Texas.
And this right here is where the magic of Judge Caprio's courtroom truly shines. Not only is he dismissing the case entirely, which, let's be completely honest, he was always going to do for a 93-year-old World War II veteran, but he's taking a step further by using a generous donation to honor Mr. Manzo's service. Anthony Christensen from Panhandle, Texas, sent this $50 check specifically to honor his own father, who was also a World War II Navy veteran. And now, that money is being used to show appreciation to another Navy hero from that same incredible era. This is what makes Caught in Providence so special. Folks, it's never just about the traffic tickets or the fines. It's about humanity, respect, connection, and recognizing those who sacrificed everything so we can enjoy the freedoms we have today. Two families, separated by thousands of miles, united through service and honor.
Tell me about your experiences during the war.
Well, I was on board ship, a big ship, a battleship, and we were in many battles, many of them. The worst one I seen was Iwo Jima. That was terrible. We lost more Marines in that invasion than I think any other war outside of the Battle of the Bulge. That was the worst that's ever. You couldn't believe how bad that was.
You were there?
I was there. Yes, I was. I was in every battle in the Pacific from 1943 to 1945. We didn't miss one. Not one. And they were brutal.
Just let that sink in for a moment. Every single battle in the Pacific from 1943 to 1945. This man didn't miss one. He was there for all of them, serving on a battleship while still practically a teenager. And when he mentions Iwo Jima, that was one of the bloodiest, most devastating battles in Marine Corps history. Nearly 7,000 American servicemen lost their lives, and almost 20,000 more were wounded in just 5 weeks of fighting. The iconic image of Marines raising the American flag on Mount Suribachi, Mr. Manzo was there when that happened. When he says they were brutal, you can literally hear the weight of those memories in his voice. The things he witnessed, the friends he lost, the horrors of war that no young man should ever have to experience. This is living, breathing history standing right there in that courtroom. And Judge Caprio knows exactly how rare and precious this moment truly is.
Well, you have been known as the greatest generation, and you were the greatest generation. And you said something earlier. Second World War brought about a sense of patriotism in this country that we have not seen since.
Right.
But there was such strong patriotism that here you were a 16-year-old boy, and you wanted to go and fight for your country. So much so that you even forged a document to try to get into the service to go and protect the country.
And I got caught.
But you went back.
I went back a year later, right on my birthday. I joined the Navy. And within 3 or 4 months, I was out in the Pacific. My father was an immigrant, came into this country at 18 years old and couldn't get a job, and things were tough. So he joined the Army, and he went into World War I. And he was there for 18 months, and he survived. He came home. And that's how he became a citizen.
They should build a monument to your family between your father in World War I and
Right.
you and all your cousins
My uncles.
and your uncles in World War II. Unbelievable. Wow. And they all came back.
We all came back, yeah, every one of them.
The judge is absolutely right. They should build a monument to this family. Just think about this incredible story of sacrifice and dedication. Mr. Manzo's father came to America as an 18-year-old immigrant. He couldn't find work. Times were unbelievably tough. So what did he do? He joined the United States Army and went off to fight in World War I for 18 months. That's how he earned his citizenship, through blood, sweat, and service to a country that wasn't even his yet. Then, just one generation later, Nicholas and all of his uncles and cousins enlisted and went off to fight in World War II. And here's the absolute miracle of this story. Every single one of them came home alive. That's not just patriotism, folks. That's a family legacy of service and sacrifice spanning 2 world wars and multiple generations. This is what the American dream truly looks like. An immigrant...
I can't thank you enough for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck
You're
to you.
welcome.
And at 93, Judge, he's got a wonderful head of hair, too. I got to commend him for that.
Well, I remember when the judge had a nice head of hair,
Oh, he
too.
still does. He still does.
Boy, we could bring back them old days, huh?
They were wonderful days. These are wonderful days, too, except that we don't have the sense of family and community that we had back then.
You're right.
Thank you for your service. We
You're
owe you a
welcome.
great debt of gratitude.
Thank you. You're welcome.
My pleasure just to be in your company.
What an absolutely incredible case this was. Let's break down what we just witnessed. A 93-year-old World War II Navy veteran named Nicolas Manzo appeared in court for his very first traffic violation in 72 years of driving. But this wasn't just a simple red light case. It became a powerful tribute to the greatest generation and everything they sacrificed for our country. We learned about a 16-year-old boy so eager to serve that he forged his own birth certificate. We heard about 29 months in the Pacific, fighting in every major battle, including the horrific Battle of Iwo Jima. We discovered a family legacy where an immigrant father fought in World War I, and his son and nephews all served in World War II, and every single one came home. Judge Caprio didn't just dismiss this case. He turned it into a beautiful, emotional moment of recognition, using a donation from Anthony Christensen of Texas to honor Mr. Manzo's extraordinary service. These are the stories that remind us what true patriotism and sacrifice look like. If this case touched your heart as much as it touched ours, make sure to smash that like button, share this video with friends and family who need to hear this incredible story, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another jaw-dropping courtroom moment. Drop a comment below and tell us, what do you think about the greatest generation? And would you have had the courage at 16 to do what Mr. Manzo did?